Hi, I'm back. We're talking Seeking Sister Wife. I'm doing some like stuff on Instagram. So hold on just a sec. Hello again. Going live to talk about Seeking Sister Wife. Sister Wife. Join me. Join me. Click the link below. Two people in the room. That's fine. Let's just get started. I'll get started at 1 minute. Hi, Domestic Gordita. Hi, JW. JW is 5 people in this room. You're like, hi, everyone. It's 5 people. There's 5 of us. 6, including me. Hi, Zelle. We'll get started at the 2-minute mark. Let people come in. Okay, AK, Tiana. You're fully ready. Great. I'm glad. It's not about this week's episode, though. So it's about last week's episode. Marissa, hi. Jasmine, hi. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, TDG. I love that. The Domestic Gordita. GDT. That's your new name. GDT. Marissa, hi. Okay, let's get started. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. I did that backwards. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Seeking Sister Wife. This is season 2, episode 7. No roses on the bed. If y'all are new to my channel, my name is Wah, and I do recaps of relationship reality TV such as 90 Day Fiancé, Seeking Sister Wife, Love After Lockup, Married at First Sight, etc. So if you are at all interested in that content, please go on ahead and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And as you can see scrolling on the bottom of the screen, if I give you the hee ha-has, you get the yucks from listening to me or watching me, please, you can drop me a tip if you want to. You can even do a thank you here on YouTube. Do not be shy. Do not be shy. If you would like to hear of more of me, I have a podcast. It's called Docu Sweeties. I do it with my good Judy, Chris Farah. And you can find us here with Docu Sweeties types things. You can go to Patreon if you want to do $10 a month to become a patron. We've got lots and lots of content on there. We're going to have the actual video footage of our Patreon audio of our podcast audio on the Patreon. But yeah, I hope you guys like this episode. I love this show. I think it's great. And the best part is that it's only 45 minutes. It doesn't take up all your life. It's wonderful. Okay, that's enough about Docu Sweeties, but please, you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us anywhere where there's things to follow us on. Do it. All right. Who's in the room? Summer Dragonfly. She made it. Quay, the Canary Diamond. Hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Love that lip. Love that eyeshadow. Hi, JW, Tiana. All right, let us do our thug thizzle and get these pictures of these fools. And let's get started. Let's get the party started. First, let's start with these fools. Okay. So we've got Nick, and then we've got Jennifer, and we've got April. They are currently courting a woman by the name of Danielle. So we start off their segment where we all know that they're in that Airbnb getting to know each other, right? And Nick tells Danielle, what do you think of our family dynamic? And what would you think about getting another partner to come in so that you could marry that partner and just take my last name? So what it is that the women don't marry Nick because Nick tries to make it fair and equal. So no one gets to marry him. Okay. He doesn't actually have to be financially responsible for any of these women. So he has them marry each other. Okay. Or, maybe he doesn't have them, but they marry each other. And so he wants to talk to Danielle about possibly having a fourth wife. And if that fourth wife comes in, then Danielle and that fourth wife would get married. And Danielle is like Danielle is really trying to make this work for her, but it is so new. It is so different. She doesn't quite understand it, doesn't quite understand what she's getting herself into. And so every time a question gets posed to her that adds to another level to this type of relationship, she is always kind of a deer in headlights. Like she doesn't have an answer right away because she doesn't know all that is going to be expected of her. These women all take his last name. It at this point, it's a harem. And here's the truth. I don't judge it. These women are walking into this situation eyes wide open. They're grown. Okay? They're grown and they're making commitments. I think Danielle is too young to make the commitment. But listen, it is what it is. I don't want to make it nefarious or like judge them like, this is some kind of weird cult nefarious situation. I don't believe that. Not in this early stages. These are just a group of people who like a certain lifestyle and want to live that way. And I can kind of get that feeling in the hot tub. That hot tub was real spicy, So he has a high sex drive, and I don't know what Danielle's response to that was, but she definitely was just like staring at him like humming a. I don't know what you're talking about. The next scene we have is they all get in the hot tub. Okay, Jennifer has got on like a mom bathing suit. No, April. Sorry, April has on a mom bathing suit. She's got on the kind of bathing suit that has a skirt with it. And I said, aren't we past that? We're past that. Ladies, if you are out there with a one piece that is a skirt, you don't have to live your life like that anymore. Okay? I know you're uncomfortable, but just going to get you a one piece with the sides out. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to take that body. They're going to take that body in whichever way you want to give it. Okay? Just going ahead and get you something that has, if you got the tetas, get you something that has like some strings right here. It could be a one piece. Danielle did it. Danielle had her whole behind out, okay? And Jennifer's was so cute. The hot pink one with the like stringies on the side where the hips are and at the front. I was like, AK. I was like, come on, Jennifer, looking cute. AK says, no way, I'm getting my skirt. Oh, no way, I'm getting my skirt. That's hilarious. Girl, AK, don't do that to yourself, okay? Get you out there in your one piece with like a little side out. You know what I'm saying? Have the girls on display. This is the one time that you just get to be unabashedly sexy in a body of water. Live your life. So they're in the hot tub and it's hot. And April's like, I gotta go, y'all. I'm sweating. It's hot. Okay. They're like, oh, we want to give them some time. Nah, it's hot. Okay. So April and Jennifer leave to give Danielle and Nick some time because Jennifer and Nick had their time last night. Nick spent the night with Jennifer, slapping it and flipping it and rubbing it down. Oh no. You know what I'm saying? I really do feel like Nick puts it down. I think he does. I really do think he does. And it makes me very happy for these women who might not have had, somebody smack it up, flip it, rub it down for them. I'm always very happy for a woman who is having good sex. Salud. I'm happy for her. All of the women. I'm happy for all of them. So he and Danielle starts to make out, and Danielle is wearing a one piece that does like a side boob situation, okay? And it's a full thong in the back. We saw her whole big booty, and he was just grabbing on it, and I said, God bless him. Listen, I want everybody to get love, okay? And the way he was grabbing and holding on, I said, Danielle, good for you. Good for you. So I guess they must have like did the do. I don't know. These are my notes. Nick asking if she marries somebody else. Hot tub time. Jennifer's cute bathing suit. Nick and Danielle need one-on-one time, and Jennifer's fat is what I wrote. So I'm sorry, Danielle's fat is what I wrote. And he was also filling on April's booty when she left too. So listen, I'm happy for them. I am happy for them. That's all I remember from their segment. So that's all you're going to get. Let's move on to the Merrifields. So we've got Garrett and Danielle. Like, y'all, if Danielle doesn't cry in an episode, I guess I feel like, is she okay? Like, is something wrong? Because Danielle's modus operandi is to cry. That's all that woman does is cry. She's very sensitive. I'm very sensitive, but like, she's very sensitive. And I want Danielle to just put on some lip liner. You know, it's like, I get it. You're like, I don't wear very much makeup except for I wear all of the foundation. Like, she's got a cakey foundation, no eyeshadow, she just puts the mascara on, and then she puts on a lip gloss. And the lip gloss, as lip gloss does, if you don't use a liner to tame it, just begins to creep up her face. Danielle will have lip gloss all right here, and she already has a small lip. So if she would just overdraw it with like a light brown just to give her face some color and put in her like Barbie pink lip gloss, it's fine. Also, she got the girls out in the confessional, so I just don't understand what's going on with Danielle. But anyways, let's get back to them. So Danielle and Garrett are looking at their new house. They've been working on it, and they've been living out of that trailer for a year and 3 months, and the house is almost done. They're doing a walkthrough with her parents, and the house has 7 bedrooms and 4.5 baths. And they've even have like a in-suite for her parents to be there. And I thought that was really sweet. And they talk about how Garrett has his own room. He has a master bedroom, and upstairs is another master bedroom that his 2 wives will live in. And I said, if there are 7 bedrooms, why can't I have my own room if I'm a wife? I mean, just make the kids share. The kids should share. How many kids are you planning on having? 7 bedrooms is a lot. And she's like, oh, that's a lot to clean. And I said, girl, you plan on cleaning that? You better get you a maid. What do you mean? You plan on cleaning that? No. Get you a maid. You need some help. Okay. It's just like, yeah, get you a maid. So he's got a successful business, and good for him. And they start to talk with the parents, and they're talking logistics of how things are going to work in the house, you know, where the parents are going to stay. And like, it's really important for her parents to be there. But I'm like, are y'all bringing everybody's parents? Like, is there room for wife number 3's parents as well? Or just Danielle's parents? I feel like having Danielle's parents there, while it is smart and is the thing to do, is like, especially because, like, are they going to do that for everybody else's parents? Now, as I recall, the property has a big main house and then a smaller house on the side. So maybe eventually somebody will go there. But I just don't understand why the sister wives have to share a room when they're not spending time with Garrett. And like, Danielle's like, I'm going to have a really hard time not sleeping with Garrett. And I'm like, really? What does she see in him, y'all? Zelle says the dad's smile was creepy. Well, you know, Danielle looks just like her dad, so maybe, I don't know. She has like an interesting crooked smile. Maybe, you know. Danielle and Garrett are giving me killer couples, and Bert has seen the light and doesn't want to come. You know what? They're having a hard time contacting Bert on certain days, and I don't get it. Bert is a mystery to me. She is a mystery to me. Does she want to go, or does she not want to go? It's none of my business, but you know, whatever. Let's move on to the next couple. The next couples that we are going to talk about are the Eppses. This one was getting really heated because I felt like Marcus was really trying to like work with India, but at the same time he was holding his ground. And I thought he made very good points. I mean, we all know that, like, as much as I love India, I want to snatch her face and run. She is having a harder time opening them up to having another wife. And I just find it so interesting. There has to be some kind of compromise, but Taryn is just kind of so okay with whatever that it just makes India look like she's like truly tugging the rope in the opposite direction. So Marcus says that he's still dating Bina, but he's also dating somebody by the name of Janae, who's a bartender. And Janae has no idea about the polygamous lifestyle, right? And so they're kind of talking about like how Marcus is going to maneuver through this, because his whole idea and his plan is to be able to court whoever he's courting as though, not as though he doesn't have the wives, but normally, right? He doesn't want to have to court differently because he's in a polygamous relationship. So in his mind is, if he were dating and he did not have his wives, he would wine and dine the woman. They would have sex. Like, they would get to know each other. Like, it would be like a very normal heteronormative court style. And India doesn't want that, because India feels like you're not community D. You know, you can't be out there giving your D to everybody else, because you have us here. And like, we're cool here because when I dated you, you were not with Taryn. Like, she keeps iterating that. And that whatever they have right now is working. And she truly does not want someone new in. In fact, she threatens that if they do get someone new in and that new person wants to move in the house, that there should be an option for her to not live in the house, because she doesn't want to mess up the dynamic that is already going on in the house. And I get what she's saying, but to me, that means that she's not into the lifestyle as much as she would like to be. Like, I think she supports it. She loves the family that she has, but she's very protective of it. Very. And I think that this process lends for you to be more open than you would ever be. And I'm not saying she's wrong, because I think if I were her, I'd feel the exact same way. AK says Indy would rather not contract an STD. You're right. I mean, but there's ways to be safe about it. Like, you could make the person get tested. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of ways to be safe about it. I think the assumption that you could get an STD simply because you and your partner aren't monogamous is valid, because it is higher when you're not monogamous. But I think that as long as you're playing it safe and doing everything that you need to do, then you're fine. AK says, I feel like he doesn't care about how other people feel. But I guess I think he does. I think he does care. That's why he's talking to them about it. But I think that they have a difference of opinion on how they should go about it. So you can care about somebody's opinion and ask them their opinion, but not want to do the thing that they want you to do, if that makes sense. That doesn't mean you don't care. I'm just saying that, yeah, I don't think he doesn't care. I just think it's just not aligned with what he wants to do. So she says, you keep saying things that make me uncomfortable. Like, part of her thing is that she would like him home at 3:30 because he has a family. And as a family man, he can't be out to all times of the night. And that she doesn't care who it is. It could be Jesus. He needs to stop hanging out with Jesus at 3 so he can make sure he's home at 3:30. And then I go to myself, this is polygamy, right? But it's a polygamy that is not, I don't know, it's different. And I want them to figure out what that is, because I think they're both into it. They're just the road that they want to get to it is different. And then we have Taryn, who's just like, yeah, do whatever. So it's interesting. He feels like she is holding him to monogamy standards, and so Marcus is frustrated. Indy says, you want the freedom, and I'm telling you, you don't have it. So we just see this tug of war between Marcus and Indy. We just see this tug of war, and it's easy, I think, to choose sides and whose side and like whatever. But I'm just like, I don't think it's a side. It's the fact that they need to come together and figure out what works for both of them, and they're both gonna have to bend. And I don't know. Like, I feel like the bend for Indy is that she's letting him find another person. I think that is she's bending, because she could just say, no, I don't want another wife. We have a great dynamic. Why do you need more? And so she's bending by allowing him to find somebody, with a lot of rules on how you're going to find that person, with the stipulation that she keeps threatening that she's going to move out. And he's like, hold on. So he pulls her aside. He's like, you got to stop threatening that, because that's not fair that you keep threatening, like, well, if you bring somebody else in here, I'm leaving. Like, and he's right. That's not fair. It's like, it's one of those like ultimatum type abusive things, right? Like, you can't do those things to people. You can't say, yes, go out and date someone, but if you bring somebody home, I'm moving out. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Might not be exactly what she's saying, but they are in a polygamous lifestyle and a relationship, and they need to figure out what works best for them. So, doesn't want another woman to move initially because it takes time to cultivate that type of a relationship between the women. So yeah, another thing is that, like, I don't get how that works. Like, how does it work if the man goes out and finds the woman and the man is into the woman, and then the woman comes around the other women and the other women don't like the woman? Then the idea is like, oh, then she's got to go. But that's not fair to whatever relationship that woman and the man have, right? So it's really hard. It's hard to date 3 people because that's effectively what's happening. And I think the reason why I worked with Taryn in India is because Taryn and Marcus were broken up when India and him got together. So it was like just trying to have this kind of family thing get together. So each of them had individually had Marcus on their own and got to enjoy him separately without having to worry about the other woman. And then when it came time to bring in the other woman, Taryn and Indy made it work. So in effect, would it work best if Marcus broke up with Taryn and Indy and then started dating and then found somebody and then they all got back together? I don't know. It's a tough one. And I just don't know how they would navigate that. And I think it's really interesting that we're watching this unfold on TV. And I think as audience members, like, we should try to be as like not necessarily not as polarizing as I think we want to be. Like, we want to be polarizing. Like, I don't care that Danielle and Garrick are looking for a third wife. I think Garrick is blah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. I don't care that Steve and Brenda want a third wife. I just think that Steve didn't handle his kids correctly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the only ones that like dynamic I'm kind of judging is Nick and the 3 girls, because it feels very... Nick and the 3 girls feels weird to me, and I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So that's what we have with the Eppses. I hate to be like, oh, the guy is so wrong and manipulative. Like, no. To me, Garrick is a little wrong because he brought Bert in and he saw his wife crying, boots the house down, and the girl had to starve herself to believe that this was correct. And then now we can't even get Bert to the US because she's, wants to be with her family and doesn't want to leave her mom and have this huge regret behind, and I get that. That makes sense. And it's just interesting. It's an interesting dynamic. The last couple from this season that we are going to talk about, this episode we're going to talk about, are the Joneses. Again, I don't have a picture of them, but the Joneses. So Sidian is still in the Philippines. Sidian being broke Johnny Depp. Captain Jack Sparrow, not Captain Jack Sparrow, is in the Philippines still, and him and Ariel have taken their relationship to the next level. They've gotten intimate. She's into him. She loves that he's like the skinny, nerdy guy. He makes her feel protected and loved, and they're having this really good courtship, and they go into the water together and they're kikiing. I didn't take notes. I just remember it being a good time for them. I put Sidian and Ariel were intimate, didn't expect to be this comfy, and she likes the fact that he's nerdy and sweet. And so it's really great that I think Ariel and Tasha have a good relationship. And so maybe the Joneses have figured it out. Maybe it's the woman who needs to go out and find the other woman to bring in, because that's exactly what happened with Jennifer and April. April worked with Jennifer and they knew they got along, and April knew her man and knew that Jennifer would be right up her alley. And so she brings her in. Like, maybe that's the answer to this. Maybe the women are the ones that need to go out and find the woman. so that at least that part of it is done, and then the man can decide if he has chemistry with her or not. I don't know. It just seems to me like with every relationships that I have with females, not to say that men are just kind of like dumb, but like I think that women require a different kind of relationship with other people, especially other women, in order for it to thrive and survive. And sometimes I feel like, I guess that maybe this is going to make me sound like I feel like men are dumb or don't have like a depth of emotion. But I think that if the sex is good and the girl is hot and she doesn't argue with you, I think men like that. That's what I think men like, and it's because I'm like jaded, right? I don't know what men want. Like I don't know if men want to have good conversation. Like to me they don't. They just want to have good sex and like someone to like kind of be around them and like do stuff for them. Is usually what I think they want. But I don't have any idea. So like I think it would be easier if the women brought the women in, make sure that their relationship was cool, and then tried it with the man. Now, and I think that it would be easier for the woman to let go of the woman she brought into the relationship, because that woman could just be her friend. Like it's not like you have to stop being friends with the woman. You know what I'm saying? So if I found somebody to be with my significant other, and my significant other doesn't like her, I don't have to stop being friends with her. She could still be in my life. She just not gonna be my sister wife. So to me, it's like it's a better situation. Am I right? Tanya says men want sex, silence, and a sandwich. Yeah, like I don't think men want that much. I don't think that they like want mental stimulation. Like some do, for sure, some do. But I feel like the average guy or like the normal whatever like just want someone who like doesn't make them do anything out of their comfort zone, and they'll just coast with somebody for the rest of their lives. Whereas I think they're more often than not, a woman needs like a more types of stimulation that has nothing to do with sex and like service. This show doesn't help with my future relationship. All I see are red flags. So I don't know. That's just what I think about it. What do you guys think? Don't you think it would be easier if the women went out and found the men? I mean, the women went out and found the women, because I feel like Tasha did it with Ariel, and she already knows that her and Ariel are gonna get. I keep calling her Ariel because I'm like the Little Mermaid. Ariel, Ariel. Someone's got to nail that girl's fins to the floor. Go on. Kiss the girl. That's what's happening in my head right now. Wow, wow. Yeah, I think it worked for Tasha. So the women need to be out there like reeling them in. Even though that's like, I feel like that happens in a lot of sex trafficking. And that's not a funny subject. I don't mean to laugh, but like a lot of times, like when you have sex trafficking, or when you have hoes looking for other, people to join the what is it called? What is a pimp's group of women called? When you're looking for somebody else to join the harem, that's not the right word, but like a lot of times when a man wants to bring in another woman, not a lot of times, some of the times when a pimp wants to bring in another woman, he sends out his girls to do it. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, that's terrible. Ooh, ooh. I mean, besides the nefarious portion of it, I think that it would be easier because it worked again with April and Jennifer. It's working with Tasha and Ariel. If the woman went out and found the partner for their husband, that way, that's one hill that they could jump over. I just feed my hubby and stay out of his way and put out when I needed 10 years of this to married 10 years this year. Oh. All right, you guys. So that is the end of this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was short and sweet, but that's really all I had to say. I'm going to watch this episode tonight. At some point, I'm going to talk about episode 8, which comes on tonight. Another point, I'm going to talk about 90 Day Fiance UK. So if you do have Discovery Plus, the first season and the first episode of 90 Day Fiance UK is up and available, and it's very interesting. I want to learn these accents so bad, but I'm not going to be able to. They're too hard. They're too hard. Everything's going to come out sounding Cockney, isn't it? All right, y'all. Have a fantastic week. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Do me a favor, though. Really pull out your phone right now and go to, if you have an iPhone, go to Apple. If you have Spotify, go to Spotify. If you have Google Play, search it. Might not be there, might be there. And go on ahead and download and listen to the first episode of DocuSweeties. Please, you guys, please. DocuSweeties, please do that for me. Do that for us. Help us. It is going to cost you absolutely nothing to go wherever you hear podcasts and search for DOCU, capital SWEETIES. I mean, if you want to download all episodes that we have there, do it. But just listen to them, rate us, give us 5 stars. It's going to help Apple care about us and pump us out. And we want to get those listeners because we, Chris and I have interesting things to say about Love in Paradise, the Caribbean. Okay? Do me a favor. Do me the favor. It's spelled like this. I'm going to put it in there. DocuSweeties. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify. It's on some other stuff. I think it's called Stitcher. It's on, what else is it on? It's not on Google Play yet, I don't think. Already found it on the podcast app. Yay, thank you. It's like Overcast, like 3 others that I don't know, like Public Radio. Thank you, Zelle. Thanks, guys. Please go and check us out. Just do that for me. I should have just not started the video everybody wants so that I can look to see if people are giving a star. Let's see. I gotta subscribe, obviously. I haven't subscribed yet. DocuSweeties. Alrighty. Search. See, you search DocuSweeties and we come up. Podcast. So let's add it to my queue. Yay. I'm going to rate it 5. I thought I already did, but whatever. Cool. All right. Bye.